Namaste and welcome to a brand new episode of Mirror Prime Views. I'm Ashish Pareek, and today we'll again be discussing something that's really taking the nation by a storm. Imagine this: a bulldozer rolls into a neighborhood, not to pave a road or to build a park, but to demolish the home of someone who merely has been accused of a crime. No proof, no trial, just a mere accusation. This, viewers, is the world of bulldozer justice, where the swift, heavy machinery has now become a symbol of power wielded by leaders who earn the nickname of Bulldozer Baba, Bulldozer Mama, and even Bulldozer Dada. In fact, since 2017, this instant justice system has spread like wildfire across India, with bulldozers tearing down homes and businesses of those allegedly involved in crimes and riots. However, the Supreme Court today has just stepped in and slammed the brakes on this bulldozer frenzy. In a landmark ruling, the court has declared that glorifying such actions is unacceptable and banned any demolitions without its permission until October 1. The logic, viewers, is very simple, because demolishing properties based solely on accusation is an outright violation of law. A person should be tried for their alleged crimes, not have their homes reduced to a rubble only because they have been accused, even before they've even had their day in the court. In fact, this is a very significant ruling by the Supreme Court. But what does this mean for the BJP and its bulldozer club? Does this expose the lawless revenge that has been disguised as instant justice? A big question here. And joining us right now on the broadcast are Dr. Kaushal Kant Mishra, who is the national spokesperson of the BJP, Faizan Kidwai, SP. In fact, I'm being told that we'll be joined by our guests shortly. First, let's listen in to the reactions that are coming in as far as this story is concerned.
सुप्रीम कोर्ट का मैं आभार व्यक्त करता हूं। बीजेपी की सोच, उसकी सरकार, उसके मंत्री, उसके विधायक, उसका प्रशासन खुद जज और अदालत बन गए थे, उस पर रोक है। ये तमाचा है सुप्रीम कोर्ट का उस विचार पे जो बीजेपी का है, विध्वंस सोच का और घृणा की राजनीति का। मैं मानता हूं कि माननीय सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने इससे आगे जाकर ये भी सुनिश्चित करना चाहिए कि इन्होंने जिन घरों को बुलडोज किया, प्रशासन ने किया, राजनीतिक लाभ और हानि और सस्ती लोकप्रियता के लिए, क्या उसका मुआवजा संबंधित मुख्यमंत्री, मंत्री, प्रशासन का वो जो की मैन है जिसने तोड़वाया, उससे लिया जाएगा? इस पर भी सुप्रीम कोर्ट विचार करे।
All right, so this is, of course, the reaction that's coming in as far as this story is concerned. Joining us right now on the broadcast, I believe, is Dr. Kaushal Kant Mishra, who's a national spokesperson of the BJP, Faizan Kidwai, who's a spokesperson of the Samajwadi Party, and we'll also be shortly joined by PK Jain, who's a former additional DGP of Maharashtra. Gentlemen, appreciate you joining us on the broadcast. A very significant update this coming in from the Supreme Court, and I'll start with Dr. Kaushal Kant Mishra, because Mishra ji, there's only one party in this nation that takes the credit for bulldozer action, and I don't have to take the name of that party. The Supreme Court today has put the brakes on the bulldozers. It has said that glorification of such bulldozer action and bulldozer justice should not be allowed in India. What does the BJP think about it?
First of all, we never glorified the bulldozer action. It's opposition who brings always the bulldozer action, which is a legal bulldozer action, because the bulldozer is going on all the criminals and the criminals are siding towards the opposition. And that is why they have got problem and they are coming, they are bringing all the things in media. And another thing, today's Supreme Court judgment, I am quoting, an interim order that no demolition should take place in the country without its permission. This is first line. Second line says, court, however, clarified, order won't apply to encroachments on the public road, footpath, railway lines, other public space such as water body. It is clearly specifying the Samajwadi Party's leader who has encroached the water body of the Uttar Pradesh, and that is why bulldozer action will taken place. And till date, highest number of bulldozer action taken place in the Uttar Pradesh, and none has been proven in front of the court is illegal. So the legal bulldozer action is not stopped. And for your information, I am telling you, today only, when the Supreme Court was hearing this case, bulldozer action was going on at the, I think, northeastern corridor of this Noida only. So if the bulldozer is legal if encroachment is illegal, then bulldozer will continue. Yes, there is stoppage on only those bulldozer action who are the private properties. Like if I am having my home in the authorized colony and I have taken out some part of my house outside the planned action, then it should not be bulldozed without permission of Supreme Court. And Supreme Court has not stopped it. It just want to clarify that where the bulldozer action is going on. And I quoted the Supreme Court's order only. It's not my words.
Okay. All right. Faizan Kidwai ji, you're from the Samajwadi Party and there are accusations against you also coming here. The fact that Samajwadi Party is trying to make this a political issue, while on one hand, all that the Yogi government or other BJP governments are doing is that if there is an illegal encroachment, they are destroying the homes. But the Samajwadi Party and the opposition is merely trying to politicize this for their own benefit. How do you respond to that?
See, first of all, it's not a political issue for us. It's a humanitarian issue for us. And that's the reason the Honorable Supreme Court has also come up with the verdict it came today. See, I feel that just like Mr. Modi, Mr. Yogi also feels, he suffers from a complex which is called God complex. He believes that he's some sort of a Pied Piper. He'll play his flute and people will follow him irrespective of what he does. He has a free run. I'm so happy that eventually the Honorable Supreme Court has nipped this menace of bulldozer Jungle Raj in the bud. I just hope this decision had come earlier. The BJP spokesperson was saying that we are doing justice, sir. This is not your job to go and demolish houses. It's not your job. If there's something illegal, there's a legal route for it. You should have taken that route. I'll quote few reports here. The Indian Express report says that between 2020 and 2022, UP authorities demolished around 105 properties. Majority belonged to Muslims. So you mean to say all Muslims were having illegal constructions? The Wire report says in UP, 75% of those targeted by bulldozers are minorities. A fact-checking committee, the name is Citizens for Justice and Peace. It says in BJP-ruled states, bulldozer action is taken against minorities and people from opposition party members. An investigation by the newspaper Hindu says in UP, no action is taken against those who are accused who are from Bharatiya Janata Party. Only action is taken against those who are with the opposition party member or from the minority committee. The ADR report says it reveals the hypocrisy of Bharatiya Janata Party and the way they are acting. It says BJP-ruled states, BJP politicians and people associated with Bharatiya Janata Party are not touched. It's only the minorities and the opposition party members who are harassed. Now, the bigger picture here is that it's so unfortunate that if this is translating into votes for Mr. Yogi Adityanath, I feel really very sorry for the condition of the society, because it speaks volumes. Like there are certain section of people who feel happy if a minority person is suffering. This is so unfortunate. I feel this situation changes. And like
Mr. Faizan ji, we've spoken enough. I mean, let's not get into that debate right now. We are not discussing that. And I mean, if you start talking about a particular community being targeted, now again, the BJP guest here will talk about how Vikas Dubey does not belong to the minority. Even his house was destroyed. Let's not get into that debate. Faizan ji, let's not get into that debate. Let me go to PK Jain. One second, Kaushal ji, one second. Let's also get in PK Jain, who's also here.
Ask the Bharatiya Janata Party spokesperson to counter the data I have given him.
Mr. PK Jain ji, one second, Faizan ji will take turns here. PK Jain ji, you've been someone who's been involved. You've been on ground. Help us understand, where does the order come from? Because again, a lot of politics goes behind closed doors as well. A lot is said, but at the end of the day, the execution is in the hands of the authorities, the policemen who are there on the ground. Where does the order come from exactly?
Ji, namaskar. Thank you very much. See, I would not be taking any political lines. I'm strictly telling you the official position in this matter. As a police officer, we are only required to provide security to the demolition team. Whether the demolition is legal or illegal, the entire consequence has to be faced or borne by the authority concerned. In this case, and in the case, the stand taken by the Honorable Supreme Court
PK
earlier
Jain,
was,
sorry to
and
interrupt
even today is...
You said demolition team. Who constitutes this demolition team? Is this the government? Is this,
See,
this come through the government?
Demolition. Yeah, the demolition team could be the local municipal authorities or the revenue authorities. It's predominantly, or maybe in very rare cases, it would be the cantonment boards. So wherever a demolition takes place, so that in order there's no law and order situation, people generally you see in I can quote n number of instances from Mumbai. Whenever there was a demolition taking place, especially in Sanjay Gandhi National Park, hundreds of people would get together and then they would start stone pelting. Some people would get injured in the lathi charge. Some people would get injured in the, or some policemen and municipal employees would get injured in the stone pelting, and the demolition would be stopped there itself. Now, what is happening in this case is that the teams go prepared because they are aware of the kind of opposition taking place. Now, you see the latest case in Assam where people gathered and they wanted to prevent some kind of a demolition drive. So the government has to decide, or the concerned planning authority has to decide as to what is to be demolished and whether it is legal or illegal. But any illegal structure can be demolished, has to be demolished. The Supreme Court says that anything which is legal, you take legal action. They've been given notices, yes. Many a times it is seen that when a notice is given, immediately the guy goes to the court and obtains a stay order. So they have categorized the demolitions and the illegalities in certain categories. Certain categories, they require a notice. Certain categories, no notice is required, you simply go and demolish. So there are different, it's a very complicated matter. So, but coming to say that the Muslim properties were demolished or Hindu properties were demolished, it's an absolute travesty of justice. And I don't think we should take a side like this, which is now being taken, I see, on your show. See, if an authority has decided that there are two cases which I see specifically, one in Rajasthan, where a landlord's house was demolished. That is a gross illegality. You can't simply, just because the guy was staying somewhere, nobody checked whether he was staying in a rented house or in an owned house, and the house of the landlord was demolished. See, this is the kind of order where the Honorable Supreme Court's order would now be very, very specific. But places where there's a blatant encroachment, illegal structures, even today, the Supreme Court has not prevented those demolitions to be carried out. Now, to say whether they belong to Muslims or to Hindus or any other community is all trash.
Let's not get into that, Dr. Kaushal Mishra. Now, you said that there is no glorification of this particular bulldozer justice in the BJP. It's just carried out. But then we hear terms like bulldozer baba, bulldozer mama, bulldozer chacha, and all of these happen in BJP-ruled states. I mean, this entire system of justice seems to be spreading like wildfire. And coincidentally, if I may say, all of these happen to BJP-ruled states.
Okay. Now listen the facts. Mr. Shrikant Tyagi, who is from BJP, Greater Noida, his home is demolished. Devendra Pandey from Prayagraj, from BJP, illegal construction demolished. Nand Gopal Nandri, ex-minister, illegal construction demolished. Rajiv Rana, illegal construction, Bareilly, demolished. Apart from this, Nitin Gadkari, our minister, and we set the principle and we are party with the difference. He bulldozed his own in-laws' house because it was coming on the encroachment passing road. So what we are, these are the data. Now about the fact what was asked by Mr. Samajwadi Party spokesperson. I am telling the fact. In 2023, 36% of the property demolished by Uttar Pradesh is belonging to SC, ST, OBCs and minorities. Only 36. It means more than that is from open category, means non-specified category. In 2022, 27% property belonged to SC, ST, OBCs and minority. So just coming here and put forward the wrong fact, it is wrong. And I am telling another fact. Jamaat-e-Ulema Hind, who approached the court on the Madhya Pradesh illegal demolition, he cited that the 70 shops was demolished by Madhya Pradesh government, of which all are from the minority category. But the today's Supreme Court has seen that only 20 shops belong to the minority, 50 were from the non-minority. They are just politicizing the issue only because of vote bank politics. Another thing. And just listen, please don't interrupt. If we come to the Delhi, in 2018, in Delhi, 6,192 structure was demolished. This is a real fact, hardcore, in Delhi. And it is reduced to 4,042 in 2022. So, who is the Delhi government? So, please don't hide on the wrong fact. come with the clean and hardcore real fact. And today
Yes,
only
these are clean,
Supreme Court
hardcore
has
real facts. You
clarified.
can go and cross-check.
Okay, Faizan ji, I'll get in Faizan ji here.
please.
Mr. Faizan, now the BJP here clearly says that there's a narrative being set by the opposition parties, like the Samajwadi Party. He's quoting some data there. He says that only a small portion belong to the minority, and the narrative here is being said that, well, everyone that is being targeted is from a particular community, while that's not the case, and the BJP does not indulge in such politics. Do you have a counter? Do you have a data-driven counter to this?
So I just gave you a lot of data. This is not my data. These are hard facts. Indian Express, the Wire, the investigation by Hindu. These are reputed organizations. These are reputed newspapers. I'll give you more data. There's a factchecker.com. In 2020, it says BJP leaders made 155 hate speeches. Why no action is ever taken against them?
This is not
Are we talking of
Be on the bulldozer.
Let me, sir,
Be on the
sir,
bulldozer,
the other
please.
gentleman, why are you interjecting when you said you are not taking
No,
political
don't shift
sides?
the- don't shift the-
I'm sure the Bharatiya
Mishra
Janata
ji,
Party
Mishra ji,
spokesperson will
Mishra ji,
will
let-
interact with me.
Mishra ji,
Be on the bulldozer.
Mishra ji,
I'm
Faizan
just
didn't
giving
interrupt you. One
Yes, I
second,
didn't
one
interrupt you.
second.
I'm just
Mishra
giving
ji,
you an
Faizan didn't
example
interrupt you. Let
that-
him go ahead.
Yes, I'm just giving you certain more data that this is the hate which BJP is spreading. They have demonized the community. They have demonized Muslims. We know the kind of alienation they are facing right now. And then they justify their demolition, demolition project. They bring down the houses of Muslims, especially Muslims or people who are affiliated to the opposition party, opposition parties. And then, as you very rightly pointed out, that bulldozer Baba, bulldozer Mama, they glorify these things and they expect to get votes in return. This is what the Honorable Supreme Court has said, that you are crossing the line. The Honorable Supreme Court has made very strong observations about the situation in Uttar Pradesh and BJP-ruled states. And I'm sure this will put a check on this jungle Raj of Yogi Adityanath. See, Mr. Adityanath himself is an individual who had 27 serious criminal cases against himself, of murder, of inciting riots on communal lines.
Mr. Faizan ji,
Such
let's
a
not go
person-
there. I mean,
Sir-
we are drifting
sir,
away from the
no,
topic
I'm
now.
just-
This is
I'm
all
just
about
giving you an
bulldozer justice.
example.
Let's stick to that. Let's
Yes.
stick to that. I mean,
So-
again, Mr. Mishra ji will also now start talking about something else. So let's stick to this.
Yes. So that's exactly what I'm saying, sir, that Mr. Adityanath is not the only authority in this country. He cannot decide whose house he's going to bring down. There's a legal route, there's a process. You follow the process if there's something illegally made. And if you go in legality, 70% of houses in Lucknow, 70% or 80% of houses all across India will be demolished. But what they do is they selectively target a particular community, a particular person, because he belongs to a particular political party which is not in sync with Bharatiya Janata Party. So you're not following the law. You think that you have become the law and it's upon you to punish whoever you want. No, that's not the way it happens. ये हिंदुस्तान संविधान से चलेगा. That's the reason Akhilesh ji always says संविधान जिंदाबाद. That's the reason India गठबंधन says संविधान जिंदाबाद. जो संविधान को मानेगा वो इस तरह से illegality नहीं करेगा. That's what I want to say, and I request the people of Uttar Pradesh
Faizan,
to kindly see to it and
Mr. Faizan,
put such people in check by voting them out of
you
power.
are talking about how Akhilesh Yadav is different, how he is not like Yogi Adityanath and he takes a different stance. I'll just take you through one statement of Akhilesh Yadav which he's given recently. Akhilesh Yadav says that if the Samajwadi Party comes to power, all the bulldozers will head towards Gorakhpur. With a statement like this, how is he different?
I'll tell you, sir. To start with, sir, Akhilesh Yadav is zillion times more educated than Mr. Yogi Adityanath and a person with an open mind. He's a visionary. What Mr. Akhilesh Yadav said was in retaliation to Mr. Adityanath, who was constantly talking about bulldozer, kahin bhi chala jata hai ya kya.
Then
To
what's
that,
the
Akhilesh ji
difference?
said,
Mr.
I'll tell
Faizan,
you,
then
sir.
what's the difference?
I'll tell you,
You are
sir. I'm
countering
answering your
bulldozer
question.
with a bulldozer.
So, no, sir. We were not threatening Mr. Adityanath. When Mr. Adityanath made certain observations about bulldozer, to that Mr. Akhilesh Yadav said कि बुलडोजर का अपना दिमाग नहीं होता है, वो जिसका हैंडल उसके हाथ में होता चला जाता है. यूपी की जनता के हाथ में कल को हैंडल आ जाएगा once after 2027 when Mr. Adityanath will be booted out and Samajwadi will come to power. This is what he was saying, that people will decide. I'll just give you an example since you asked about Gorakhpur. Gorakhpur is a place where land mafia, sand mafia are having a free run because they have been given patronage by the ruling Bharatiya Janata Party. I'll quote you few names. There's one Mr. Vijay Tiwari of Bharatiya Janata Party, one Rajesh Yadav. These are big criminals. They have been seen roaming around freely, and a lot of people have raised objections about that. They are roaming freely because they are given protection by the Bharatiya Janata Party. They are close to Bharatiya Janata Party. There have been 1,044 crimes in Gorakhpur. 145 cases of rape,
Okay,
234 cases of
Mr.
robbery.
Faizan,
So
you're
to
taking
that,
a lot
Mr.
of names here,
Akhilesh
but
Yadav was
the fact.
so
We
the
are
fact
digressing
here
from the
is
subject.
that the
Mr.
Uttar
Akhilesh Yadav
Pradesh
said
government
whatever
has
he
already submitted an affidavit in the Supreme Court, and that affidavit says that none of these cases are cases of fake, false demolition. I'll come to that.
They are, sir.
Dr. Kaushal Mishra. Now, this is the allegation that's coming in from the Samajwadi Party. योगी आदित्यनाथ now recently said that bulldozer चलाने के लिए दिल और दिमाग की जरूरत है. The opposition now says that दिल दिमाग तो ठीक है, you also need a legal notice. Where's the legal notice? You just go into someone's house, you start demolishing it just because you don't agree with him. Do you think this is actually happening under the Yogi government or any other BJP state?
देखिए, अभी तक उत्तर प्रदेश के अलावा केवल एक जगह वो बुलडोजर मीडिया ने दिखाया था, जिसको बोलते हैं कंगना रनौत के घर पे जो बुलडोजर चला था, और उसके लिए उद्धव ठाकरे को 1 करोड़ या 1.5 करोड़ का कंपनसेशन देना पड़ा था, क्योंकि वो बुलडोजर इलीगल प्रूव हुआ था. उत्तर प्रदेश में सबसे ज्यादा बुलडोजर चला है, सबसे ज्यादा इलीगल कंस्ट्रक्शन डिमोलिश हुए हैं, पर अभी तक अपोजिशन पूरा मिल करके जमाते उलेमाए हिंद जैसी आतंकी संस्था के साथ मिलने के बाद भी एक भी एक्शन को इलीगल प्रूव नहीं करा पाया है. दिस इज रियल फैक्ट. और एक चीज और बता देता हूं, तो पूरे देश में 2022 और 2023 में 1,53,820 घरों पे 1,53,820 homes were demolished all over the country. All over there is no bulldozer, Baba, because the bulldozer action is provided by constitution. Whether the government is using or not using, it's their own prerogative. And I have given the hardcore
Mr.
real
Mishra ji,
fact.
where does the
I am not
constitution
here like Faizan.
show me where bulldozer is written in the constitution. Let's not get into that debate, but anyway, I'm running out of time on the broadcast. We can have this debate for another day. We can have this debate for another day. Dr. Kaushal Mishra ji, Faizan Kidwai, PK Jain ji, appreciate you joining us on the broadcast. I'm really sorry, gentlemen. There's a lot of points that everyone here wants to make, but we're running short of time on the broadcast. Appreciate you joining us. So viewers, that is of course all that we have right now as far as this discussion is concerned.